Thanks for tuning in to the Realtor Moms podcast. We are Tasha and Jamie, full-time realtors in the FM and surrounding areas, and admittedly average moms. This is how we sell homes and try to keep our kids alive.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Today we are talking about the major first-time home buyer mistakes. Some of the things that we commonly see kind of over and over again with some of the first-time home buyers that we work with.
Yes, and the guidance that we give, the guidance that we definitely give to our clients, our first-time home buyer clients, and how to make this go as smoothly as possible.
Right. We are here to be your go-to resource for help and information. We don't want to see anybody make a slip up and potentially lose a house that they're really interested in, or make one of those mistakes that it ultimately means they cannot buy or they can never find the house that they're really looking for.
Yes.
Which also happens. So that's what we're here for. And hey, quick side note.
Yes.
Tasha and I are going to be doing kind of a little meet and greet, open house, a home buyer, whether it's first time, second time, 90th time home buyer class.
Yes.
At Wild Terra.
Yes, exactly. Wild Terra in Fargo on September 25th.
Right. I think that's a Wednesday.
Yes, that is a Wednesday.
And check our website for the exact time, but I believe it's 4 to 7.
4 to 7 is when it's from.
And Wild Terra is on NP Avenue and University Drive, kind of in the downtown area of Fargo. So we would love to have you stop by. You don't have to show up at 4. You don't have to stay for any particular period of time, but we will be there. We will have a lender there, an insurance agent,
correct,
a home inspector or two, and we're just there to answer questions.
Yes, and the address for Wild Terra is 6 12th Street North in Fargo.
Right.
So we'd love to be able to answer any questions you may have and kind of just get to know you, meet you, talk about your particular situation, and find a way to answer any questions you may have.
Yes.
So
no pressure. Pressure to come. Please come.
Yes.
Don't let us sit there alone.
Don't let us sit there drinking the cider all by ourselves.
We'll have a ton of good information for you, but no pressure to buy a house that night or sign up with us or anything. We're there. We want to provide this information, much like we do in our podcasts, and give you a chance to ask some of your questions.
Perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, back to mistakes. Mistakes of first-time home buyers. Things that we hope that we can get our buyers on track to not do.
Oh, the number one thing that I see is not getting pre-approved.
Right.
Oh, you need to get
stress it
pre-approved.
enough.
You need to get pre-approved. If at the end of the day, we need that pre-approval to show proof to a seller that you are financially capable to move forward and buy that house. But two, if you think about it, you can sit down with a mortgage lender. Anyone looking to buy needs to sit down with a mortgage lender and really figure out, okay, what does this look like?
Right.
What will those monthly costs be?
That's so important.
And really, at the end of the day, does your monthly cost meet up with how much home you're wanting to buy?
Right.
Do those two items match up? Because
What
if they don't match up,
totally.
we don't
You're
want
lost.
a client to be a house poor. That's the last thing we would ever want.
300. So just say your budget is $300,000. Great. Your bank says, yep, you can buy up to $300,000. Do you know what that means for your
Monthly payment,
coming and goings?
Yes.
Like, can you still afford life with that mortgage payment? And maybe that's a breeze, and maybe that's a struggle. But we want to make sure you get pre-approved and you get those questions answered as well as part of your pre-approval process.
Yes.
Special assessments also need to be factored in, and we can help. That gets to be very house specific, but it also has a lot to do with your pre-approval, your limits, and what you're comfortable paying per month.
Oh yes, special assessments.
And while you're doing your pre-approval, make sure you're disclosing all your debts, all your bills, all your credit card payments. If you've got child support or spousal support, or you're planning on buying a new car tomorrow.
Yes.
Just get it all out there, because the last thing we want to see is a big surprise just a few days before closing.
And then you no longer can buy the home.
You no longer can qualify, and that can get so messy. It can be more than just losing your earnest money. We're not going to go into all of that, but essentially what we're saying is be a totally open book and talk to your lender about if you've got a job change coming or you're expecting a big expense. Let them know about that, and certainly all of the other debts or bills that you have.
Yes, because even if those things come up, they can give you the best advice on how to move forward with the process.
Right. Yeah, it might not be a big deal, but at least everybody will know.
Yeah, exactly. What are some other things that you see, Jamie?
Well, sometimes people they tend to assume they need 20% down.
No, and you don't.
That maybe was a thing in the past, but that is so not a big deal anymore.
Generally speaking, yes, there's first-time homebuyer programs where you can get down payment assistance if you qualify financially. There is USDA loans where you need 0% down.
Yep, for some
you
of
would
my
pay
rural
just
friends.
your
Woo-hoo.
yes, woohoo. But with that, you would just have closing costs. There's FHA loans where it's 3.5% down.
Yeah,
and
there
you know,
are VA loans.
0% down.
There are some conventional products that are only 3% down,
or even 5. 5 is very common as well.
Yes, don't think that you have to wait until you have 20% saved up, because it's actually, especially for first-time homebuyers, it's not even close to the norm. I would not say that most of my first-time homebuyers have 20% down. Not even close.
That's me as well.
Right. So you don't have to assume. Please don't assume that you need 20% down in order to start your home buying process. You got one? Got one planned? Or got one to share for mistakes of first-time homebuyers?
Well, again, some of the things that I see so often, like you already covered, was having a client not necessarily share their full financial picture with their lender. And that really has caused more trouble, more than anything else I have ever seen, is when the full picture is not shared. Though I know that you and I have not dealt with this specifically, but I know we've all heard stories about clients who potentially change jobs, buy furniture or a new car before closing. That's changing your financial picture on what your debt to income ratio looks like, especially if you're financing those items. And so don't make any big purchases while we're in the middle of trying to close on your home.
Nothing that your lender doesn't already know that you're planning to do anyway, right?
Yes, exactly.
And one more thing on that pre-approval. So let's just run a scenario. Let's say, Tasha, you're my buyer and you get pre-approved to $200,000. So we go out looking for a house. We find one you love for $180,000. We settle on a purchase agreement price. We're on our way to closing. And then you come to me and say, great. So after closing, since I'm only spending $180,000 of my $200,000 pre-approval, I get $20,000, right?
Yeah, no.
I mean, maybe we're making it sound funny, but it's, a lot of people think that. They think that the bank is giving them their max amount and then they can go buy a house and they get all that money, and whatever they don't spend, they just like cash out or put in the bank, or that's not the case.
No.
It means you can purchase and get financing to purchase up to that price range, but it does not mean that you get any of the money that you don't spend, quote unquote, within that pre-approval range. So if you're buying a fixer-upper, for example, and you purchase it for half of what your pre-approval letter is, it does not mean that the bank is just going to give you the rest of the money to, for example, to make repairs. So that's not exactly what that means. Pre-approval letter does not just mean that you're getting all the money.
Correct.
Not having a backup plan if your closing is delayed?
Yes, there's always... Here's the thing. The closing date is not... I mean, we really try to aim to have it close on the closing date, but there's always last minute things that can come up and can change what this looks like. If you're building,
there's a delay.
Look at this. One example, if you're building, there could be building delays that pushes that closing date back.
Weather related or product related.
I mean, there could be a situation with financing, not getting the numbers the way that they should 3 days before closing. There's all sorts of things that can come up, and there's always, we always say have a backup plan. Where will you go? Where will you stay? Where will you be? What does that look like?
Yes.
So, I don't know. That's we always want to have that kind of in your back pocket.
Right. So do not schedule your apartment move out on the same day as your closing.
Don't do that.
No. Give yourself a week. Give yourself a half a month. Give yourself a whole month. I mean, generally, your first payment isn't due for more than 30 days after your closing date, generally speaking. So you've got a little time. Don't stress yourself out if you can help it. Don't plan your entire life around that one day, because if we do have a delay, that can really mess up your attitude.
And it can make a time that's supposed to be exciting,
Really stressful.
Really stressful when it doesn't have to be.
We don't want that to happen to you.
No.
Another one, not seeing past carpet,
Oh,
furniture,
yes.
maybe, not ideal cleanliness. If you're discounting a house or just discrediting it, counting it out altogether because the owners have some pretty bad furniture or some really old carpet, you're maybe missing some things. So try to have a little bit of an open eye, an open mind.
Yes, you love old carpet.
Oh, yeah.
You love old
I've said
carpet.
that a couple times. I feel like if there's old carpet in a house, there was never anything that was so tragic that happened there that they had to replace it.
Yes.
Right? Like, no major dog or cat incidents. No major spills. No major water intrusion. I love to find old carpet for lots of reasons. But
yes.
It's not a foolproof method. It's just kind of my own personal thing.
Well, sometimes, too, there are times I tell clients, and I've had to talk them into actually looking at a house. Mm-hmm. Oh, they weren't sure in the pictures, but I say, just trust me. Just go look at this house.
Right.
Just give me the benefit of the doubt. And it actually ends up surprising them because, Jamie and I, we do this for a living. We look at photos every single day on all of the new listings. We've gotten pretty good at being able to just pick out homes where maybe the photos weren't the best that they could have been and say, hey, this is a diamond in the rough. We should really take a look. And so really listen to our feedback, because sometimes bad photos or, maybe someone doesn't have the best of furniture does not mean that the house isn't a diamond in the rough that would be the perfect home for you.
Right. Maybe after that green floral sofa is removed, you'll actually love that living room.
Exactly.
And likewise, be careful not to fall in love with the seller's furniture or the seller's, pictures or decor. I mean, those things don't come with the house. So we'd hate to have you walk in for your final walkthrough and feel like a part of the house was missing once the sellers have taken their furniture out. You really also, as much as you have to look at the things that make up the space for a spatial kind of idea of what'll fit in there, you also can't fall in love with or be completely turned off by the seller's personal property, because you have to accept the space that you're getting and be excited about it.
Exactly.
Okay, last one, I think. Maybe not wanting to show up for your home inspection or not realizing how important that home inspection really is.
Oh, the home inspection is so important.
Yes.
It is your way of, okay, as bad as it sounds, it's making sure you're not buying a lemon.
Well, yeah, that's totally true. It's also walking you through a little bit of home ownership. If you've got a good inspector there to walk you through it and kind of talk about how this home operates.
I know all the inspectors you and I both work with.
Yes,
they really do a good job of really laying out how this house runs. All the homes run kind of in a nutshell for our clients. So that way they know what to expect, what to take care of come spring or fall. Those different items that just come with yearly maintenance. They do a great job of that.
Oh, totally. And we do have a podcast either coming out real soon or already out. So look for it on what to expect at a home inspection or how to do a home inspection. So
we just recorded it tonight, so we're not sure if it'll come out before or after this one, but it will be out very shortly.
Yes. So look for that too and more information with the home inspection. So
perfect.
Well, those are our top mistakes that we'd like first-time home buyers to avoid making so that your process can be as smooth as possible and as enjoyable as possible.
Exactly. I tell every single client that I work with, every single person that I deal with, this is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, let's take away some of this. It can be stressful, but at the end of the day, it is supposed to be fun. So just enjoy the ride. So
totally. Couldn't have said it better myself. We would love to be your realtor, so reach out. Replay or hear more episodes at realtormomspodcast.com or check us out on iTunes. We post funny stories and more information on Facebook and Instagram too, so check us out there as well. This podcast is produced by Tasha Barrett and Jamie R. Swenson of Park Company Realtors, Fargo, North Dakota. 701-237-5031.